Hello and welcome. My name's Melissa Porter.
And my name's Nick Freeman.
Welcome to The Life Coach.
I'm the lawyer.
Join us as together we tackle your toughest problems using our unique combination of wisdom and experience. Hello, Jenny.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, it's Melissa Porter, Nick Freeman, Life Coach and the lawyer.
Hi, Jenny. I'm the lawyer part.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, Nick.
Hello. Jenny, what's your conundrum today? What's your problem you're coming to us with?
Okay, so this problem has been affecting a couple of people that I know. So for those who are parallel parenting with a true diagnosed narcissist and or someone with a personality disorder, what do you recommend to do when that person refuses to follow a child arrangement that has been agreed in writing by both parties and is being so high conflict around that agreement that it is negatively impacting the children? So obviously they're taking that child's time away from you. Okay. So in other words, they're refusing to do a handover at an agreed day or time. So keeping in mind, this is an important part. Okay. Keeping in mind that most people can't afford to take the offending parent to court for breach of custody agreement.
Okay. So this is this a divorce situation? These are court orders?
Yes, correct.
And the court's made an order. Are you sharing custody?
So in this particular situation, there is a court order in place for regular, what are deemed regular days that the kids are in school. Now, I think in particular for this situation with this person, they're dealing with a holiday time that the court has basically said that the two divorced parents are to agree all holiday time with the kids outside of the court. So, but that agreement is in writing and binding once the parents agree it.
So Jenny's co-parenting with her partner.
Right, okay, and it's the ex that's the problem.
Right, okay. Sorry, yes. Nick didn't understand.
I'm with you now. Sorry, Jenny. Okay.
That's okay. Or it can be, in any divorce situation. So both parties have to do this agreement for holiday time outside of the court-ordered rota.
So number one, my starting point would be that if you're dealing with a certified narcissist, who's changing arrangements willy-nilly, one thing that I would start with is not telling my children, because potentially, am I right, that they might get let down?
Yes, of course, because yes, if they know that time has been taken away from one parent or the other, it doesn't really matter. They'll feel at a loss.
How old are the children?
They are in elementary school, so they would be, let's say, like 10 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my starting point would be everything needs to be in the child's best needs, and the child does not need their schedule messed around by somebody that can't get their schnitzel together.
The problem is the children are going to be told you're going to see mummy or daddy on this, tomorrow or this morning you're going to see mummy or daddy. Yeah. And if that then breaks down, they're going to know about it, aren't they? So, the children are going to have, they are going to be disappointed. I mean, look.
But I've been in this situation myself. Yeah. Jenny, if I can share with you a personal story. So I've been in this situation myself, and I was told by my lawyer, if the father at the time, the biological father, is not got his schnitzel together and he's arriving drunk or he's not arriving at all, you need to make a note of everything. Yeah. You need to take a view. If the parent's arriving drunk or the parent is going to cause some emotional damage,
I agree.
You don't let the child go.
No, but what are you going to do with that information?
You take it back to the court.
Exactly. So what I'm saying, it's not. There isn't a criminal offence of being a narcissist, but there is an offence of breaking a court order. Okay, and if this particular party is constantly breaking the order or acting in a way that isn't in the interest of the children, I would, as Melissa suggests, let it go on 3 or 4 times, make notes, etc., and you go back to court. You don't need a lawyer, you just file, go back to court, and the judge will vary the order, or he'll consider an application on both sides, and then it can be dealt with. That's the only solution. You're dealing with young children here, 10 and 8, so they must be protected as much as possible. So this is, the adults have got to deal with this, and if you've got someone who's not acting in the best interest of the child, you have to let the court deal with it. So let it go on for a short period of time, make notes, don't raise the bar, don't be abusive, don't be difficult at all with the ex-partner, just be completely dignified, try and explain, look, this is damaging. I'd say, look, the children were looking forward to seeing Dad.
Well, you'd communicate with a narcissist.
I'd try to.
Yeah.
And then I make a note of the conversation so that the judge has got a perfect illustration of what's taking place, the difficulties that are taking place, and he's then in a position to make an informed judgment and change the order.
And Jenny, I was always told by my lawyers, facts, not feelings.
Yeah.
So when I was...
love that.
Thank you. When I would write down any sort of communication to my ex, trying to organise how I was going to negotiate with Pierce, if I would put in anything that was subjective in nature, that always seemed to cause a problem. So my emails ended up being, Pierce will be at the clock at 3:00 and I will be there at 5 for him to be returned.
And you're spot on with that. But I would add, in this particular instance, the judge will be concerned. I mean, supposing, for example, and I know this isn't so, the children don't want to see the dad. They want to be with the mum. So the judge will take into account the feelings of the children in terms of the breakdown in the communication of arrangements. So they are
Nick,
relevant. So
Can I ask you?
Sorry, Jenny.
Can I ask you a question, Nick? At what age does the judge take the child's feelings into consideration?
As soon as he feels that the child can contribute something positively and honestly.
Okay.
So it can be at a really early age. Obviously they don't ever want to traumatise. It's done very informally, so the children are very, very comfortable. But if the judge feels a child as young as 4 or 5, do you like being with mummy? Do you like being with daddy? That sort of question in the right environment for the child, so the child feels completely comfortable, the judge will pay attention to it.
Well, the judge works with social workers,
absolutely,
clinical psychologists,
guardian ad litem.
Yeah,
so
barristers.
there's a whole host of people to protect the child's interests. So. It sounds to me like this is going to be a situation that's going to end back at the court, at the steps of the court. So I would do as I've suggested, make notes, take 4 or 5 instances, have kind communication, try and record as much as you can. The effect it does have on the children as well, I would say is relevant, because you can make a note, on this occasion the child didn't care, on this occasion the child was devastated, etc., etc. So you're presenting basically a fait accompli to a judge who will then change the order. I think that's all you can do. As I say, there's nothing wrong in terms of an order for being a narcissist, but the judge needs to make an informed decision on that basis. And if you present lots of examples of narcissistic conduct, then the judge can act accordingly.
That was going to be my kind of part 2 to that question, Nick, is what, if any, are the courts equipped to identify or acknowledge even if a parent does have a personality disorder and what the negative implications are on that child?
Absolutely.
Because the children will be being gaslit at the house as well.
Of course.
So but would the judge be able to sense that from the child in their responses?
Yeah, definitely. It's highly relevant. And if you and your partner have a good relationship with the children, I anticipate, and you don't want to be in any way weaponising the children against their mum, but sometimes the children will say, oh, mummy says this and mummy says that. You've got to be very careful, very delicate how you do it, because you don't want to be slagging in any way the mum off to the children. They don't need to be exposed to that at all. So I'd tread very carefully as far as that aspect is concerned. But to answer your question, absolutely, the courts are adept at dealing with different personality traits of parents, because they're confronted with this all the time. That's what they do. And there's nothing wrong with your partner suggesting that she has personality traits that are not suited to the best interest of the children. And you can illustrate what those are and how they manifest themselves. So completely, yes. I mean, she may, and there may be some medical records to support it. And if it's relevant, you can go down the road of, look, we need a psychiatric report prepared here, because this woman isn't fit to look after the children. So the court is able to respond to these sort of allegations.
And in the absence of your ex being sensible, what I like about what I'm hearing from you, Jenny, is that you are looking to uphold the best interests of your children. And, we have to remember as well, when we're looking to co-parent with an ex, we have to remember who the original disagreement was with. It's between the two of us, the two adults, and children don't like to be involved, and they they are, most of the time, they're aware of what's going on. There's some disconnection between the parents, but they're happier when they're not involved and they're not hearing that we're slagging off their parents.
Well, it's their comfort blanket.
Not, yeah.
It's their comfort blanket. It's the worst thing that can happen. That security, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Children need to feel safe, and they don't feel safe if they can feel high conflict.
Exactly.
Lovely.
Exactly.
Wow. Jenny, thank you so much for your call today. Good luck.
Thank you. That was so helpful. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jenny. I hope that works for you.
And good luck. Write everything down, as Nick was saying. Keep it all documented. Facts, not feelings.
Will do. Thanks so much, Melissa and Nick.
Bye,
Okay.
Jenny.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So interesting. I mean, we were in court because you've just adopted Pierce, and I have to say the family courts in the UK, they
fantastic.
were fantastic.
Incredible.
And what I loved about this situation was everything was in service of Pierce's needs.
In every child's case.
Yeah.
But it was...
And as distracting as, the biological or whoever, that the other parent might have been, the judge knew what was right for Pierce.
Of course. They have focus, laser light vision, don't they? Mm-hmm. But they have to hear all the stuff that everyone wants to throw.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, their focus, what is in the child's best interest, and that's it.
But remember what happened with us? We had our court hearing delayed 3 times.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
And what did we not do with Pierce?
We didn't put him under any pressure. We didn't even tell him.
We didn't tell him.
We protected him from it.
We totally protected him from it.
So he wouldn't realise why it was being delayed, or that in fact it was being delayed.
He didn't even know that there was an upcoming court date.
No.
Because he would have got excited.
He was totally protected and had an expectation that was going to be shot down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have to, so we protected him.
So in this, in co-parenting with a narcissist,
but you and I
protect your children.
Yeah, but we were looking after Pierce. Mm-hmm. In the case we just talked about, that the children are with one party and then another party, so they're being exposed. You can only control the exposure that we give them. Mm-hmm. It was Jenny, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. She can't control what's happening at the other side. That's the problem.
Jenny mentioned that her children were in elementary school.
Yeah.
So for me, education is key in terms of what wisdom we're sharing, what life lessons we're sharing with our children. We need to explain to them. For me, a narcissist is not necessarily always a bad person. It's just a person that's emotionally unavailable. It's a way of behaving. You are self-centered. You literally can only see things from your perspective, and you do not care about other people's needs or feelings. Yeah, this is not ideal. Yeah, but a child needs to be aware there are lots of people in this world that just won't care about your feelings.
And she probably thinks that what she's doing, albeit narcissistic, is in the best interest of her children.
Absolutely, she'll see it through that lens.
Yeah, and that's the difficulty, isn't it? So although she has that characteristic, she'll be adamant that this is the best for her children, in all probability, because she can't see a different perspective.
This is real life, which is why we need to teach our children, how to ground themselves. We need to teach them how to use their instincts so that they might not know why they don't particularly trust someone or respect someone, but they know that they can trust themselves to make good choices when we're meeting these not so great people.
But at 8 and 10, they're not ready.
I think she said elementary school.
I thought she said 8 and 10.
Maybe, you're probably right. You're always right. Good chat. If you'd like to be part of our show, please do send us an email to admin@melissaportercoach.com.